Welcome to the Chrisman Commentary, daily mortgage news podcast. I'm your host, Robbie Chrisman. Topics on today's episode include: are rates treading water or wallowing? My interview with American Pride Bank's Jessica Bluj on one-time close construction to permanent loans versus traditional multi-close structures. And despite the holiday shortened week, let's take a look at what the economic calendar should do to drive investor sentiment. Do you know that Truework is the one verification solution to replace in-house waterfalls? Verify any borrower with a VOIE solution that automates the entire process to quickly deliver the most accurate and complete reports with broad GSE coverage. To learn more, visit truework.com. The Treasury market currently reflects cautious optimism about the broader economy. Strong risk asset performance, resilient growth expectations, and early GDP estimates pointing to a solid expansion have kept investor sentiment constructive. With little in the way of near-term economic data likely to force a rethink, attention has shifted to external risks: geopolitical tensions, White House headlines, and an eventual Supreme Court ruling on tariffs. For now, these factors represent potential volatility rather than a clear catalyst. That lack of conviction is evident in positioning, as earlier steepening trades quickly unwound and left investors waiting for clearer direction. Technical signals suggest consolidation rather than a decisive breakout. While equity markets remain a crucial variable, continued gains in stocks are supporting consumer spending and complicating the Fed's path back to its inflation target. But they also raise the risk that a future equity sell-off could be more persistent. With the Fed unlikely to respond quickly, at least, to equity-driven weakness, such a scenario could introduce a level of volatility the markets have not had to contend with recently. This holiday shortened week includes updates on construction spending, pending home sales, GDP, delayed PCE, and Michigan sentiment. Treasury activity will be highlighted by auctions of $13 billion of reopened 20-year bonds and $22 billion of new 10-year tips. No Fed speakers are currently scheduled ahead of next week's FOMC meeting, though Norges Bank and the Bank of Japan will be out with their latest decisions on Thursday and Friday, respectively, where no changes are expected for either. Classes C and D 48-hour notifications for MBS are tomorrow and Friday, and additionally, earnings continue from Wall Street. For today's interview, I wanted to welcome to the show Jessica Bluj of American Pride Bank. She runs its mortgage division there and has passionately dedicated her career to building world-class teams in the mortgage industry. She always prioritizes service accuracy and compliance, and she brought that wealth of experience to American Pride Bank, establishing and leading the mortgage division as its president. I wanted to talk to her today about the strategic value of one-time close construction to permanent loans. I'm very excited to talk to you and talk about your role at American Pride Bank. You're establishing the mortgage division, you're leading it as its president, all very exciting stuff. But the one thing that I've been told we really need to talk about today is the one-time close construction to permanent loan. Obviously, the Trump administration has made affordability and homeownership a big priority this year. It's become a bipartisan issue in many senses. Americans are tired about how unaffordable things have become. People are looking for simpler paths to new home construction or getting into a house. How should lenders be thinking about the strategic value of these construction to permanent loans, or in your case, the one-time close, versus traditional kind of multi-close structures that are out there?
Yes. So first of all, thank you for so much for talking with me. I'm always excited to talk about construction to perm products. These products have a special place in my heart, ultimately because through my own personal experience of building a home, I ran into some challenges that immediately kind of opened my eyes to challenges in the industry, specifically around construction loans. And so when from in my career, I've spent the last 25 years in mortgage operations, and I left my prior bank a few years ago and I started consulting. And so for the first time in my life, I was no longer a W-2 employee, which wasn't an issue for me until I started to build my own home. I was completely shocked at how difficult it was for me as a 1099 employee to secure construction financing. And I was blown away. I couldn't believe that a gap that seemed to exist with all of construction banks that I spoke to. So I could only assume that other qualified self-employed borrowers were probably facing the same uphill battle that I was. So today, I'm really proud that we're fixing that at American Pride Bank. We're launching a one-time closed construction program that can do full docs, all doc, and even a DSCR option for investors. These programs cover a wide range of property types and even support major renovations. But most importantly, we've put together an amazing team that actually takes time to look at each loan. So back to your original question, I believe that lenders should view one-time closed construction to permit loans as an opportunity to capture business by offering a streamlined, more attractive option for borrowers. If you look at traditional construction loans, the biggest problem with them is they're temporary. Typically, they last the duration of construction, anywhere from say 6 to 18 months. And then the consumer has to arrange for permanent financing after the house is built. This typically translates into additional closing costs, second loan approval process, which isn't ideal for most consumers. So these one-time closed loans offer significant advantages. They address the growing consumer demand for simplicity by consolidating the construction and permanent financing into a single application, single underwrite, and one closing process. So this removes the double closing costs for the borrower. Offering one-time close options allows lenders to stand out in a market where many competitors may only offer traditional multi-close construction products. It's a great opportunity to create a complete bank relationship with the borrower. At American Pride Bank, we found that it gives your customers the opportunity to stay with you by offering bank products that make sense and are easy to obtain. Customers will stay.
And I just say, I speak with a lot of people on this podcast, and it always brings a smile to my face hearing how many people got into what they're doing because of frustration with the process from the outside. And so it's cool to hear you talk about your experience a little bit there and how it led you to where you currently are today at American Pride Bank. Transitioning years, like every lender out there wants to offer a streamlined process. They want to offer the best borrower experience out there. And so I'll ask you, what kind of operational or risk management challenges do you feel like banks specifically in this case, need to solve to deliver the promise of a truly streamlined one-time closed construction loan experience, especially for owner-occupied borrowers?
One-time closed construction or just construction in general is complex. And, the first thing banks have to do is just address that. So putting together a seasoned construction team that fully understands the complexity and the potential risks of this product is essential. And we've done that at American Pride Bank. Construction loans carry risks of project delays, weather, labor shortages, supply chain issues. Without a contingency fund, borrowers may run out of funds before completion, and it's the bank's responsibility to plan for the worst. Vetting builders' credentials and financial stability is also critical. We view the relationship between the bank and the builder as a partnership. You want to make sure you're getting into business with the right partner. Many banks that often offer construction products still rely on manual processes, spreadsheets, paper-based checklists, which leads to delays in draw approvals, data entry errors, and difficulty monitoring the project. Streamlining requires adopting technology for efficiency tracking. We've brought all aspects of this product in-house that we can manage the builder approval, draw administration, and the monitoring required during construction. We've looked at adding technology to improve overall service levels and make the entire process more efficient. Understanding the consequences of a slow process is critical. For example, delays in inspecting completed work and releasing draws can completely halt construction, frustrating the borrower and the builder. At the end of the day, many borrowers don't have an understanding of the complexity of building a home. I definitely didn't. Providing additional education on the entire process is essential.
We mentioned borrower and builder experience, and that's crucial. A construction phase of a loan takes much longer than a traditional close. So obviously, those things need to be taken into account in terms of being priorities for the bank or for a lender out there. How does local decision making and fast draw turnaround aid those borrower and builder experiences?
Yes, so this is big. Building a home is a big, stressful undertaking for borrowers. And every bit of headache and holdups that we can remove as a lender is better for everyone. Being responsive is key. Borrowers and builders need to know that they can get in touch with a real live person who can answer questions knowledgeably and kindly at any point. For borrowers, the project finishes sooner, allowing for you to move in faster. Quick resolution to change prevents small issues from ballooning into big budget surprises. Clear, fast communication reduces confusion and lines everyone towards the same goal. And early identification of potential construction issues could save the borrower thousands compared to fixing them down the road. For builders, fast draws mean contractors get paid quickly, keeping the project on schedule. Prompt payment also fosters stronger relationships with subcontractors who prefer to work with builders who can pay quickly. Shorter project timelines mean less overhead for the builder, which reduces the risk of material costs. Overall, quick decision making and fast draw turnarounds dramatically improves the construction experience by accelerating timelines, reducing cost, and minimizing stress for both the borrower and the builder.
Minimizing stress is always good, especially in these unaffordable times. It seems like that's what's really defining the market right now. And I guess I'll ask you, how can construction to permanent loans expand access to homeownership without kind of compromising credit discipline and other things as we do try and get more people into homes, which is what everybody wants here.
Absolutely. So, new construction is key to affordability. Lots of agreement here from the experts. This is another path to make it easier. One time close loans expand access to homeownership by reducing closing costs and streamlining the process of building a home. American Pride Bank one time close program offers interest only payments during construction. This makes budgeting easier for borrowers who may still be paying rent or another mortgage simultaneously. I personally noticed while going through the construction loan process that most construction lenders don't have real options for self-employed borrowers. It became very clear to me that adding a alternative non-QM qualifying option to our one-time close product would enable us to serve more borrowers. So, besides offering traditional, conventional one time close products, we have also added several alternative income options for self employed borrowers, including a profit and loss only, 24-month bank statement, and asset utilization. Although these products come with lower LTVs and higher reserve requirements, they're a fantastic option for self employed borrowers. I'm also really excited to announce American Pride Bank has added a debt service coverage ratio or DSCR option, which allows the borrower to qualify on future rental income instead of personal income documentation like W-2s or tax returns. This is a terrific option for real estate investors.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like I guess there's one part of all this that I didn't touch on, and that's the relationship side of things, which is crucially important, especially as tech helps streamline other parts of the process. A lot of originators I talk to out there are talking about becoming these trusted advisors. When it comes to the experience they have, or relationship-based banking, which is vitally important, and actually how I recommend most of my friends to go about getting a loan. I say, do you have a pre-existing relationship? That might be a smart way to go. What role do these loan officers or relationship-based banking play in helping borrowers navigate the complexity of building a home from the ground up?
Yeah, so building a home and or doing major rehab is difficult and stressful. Believe me, I know. It's much more than picking out countertops and hardwood floors. Building a home often involves unexpected hurdles such as budget overruns, material delays, inspection issues. The right bank can anticipate potential problems and help borrowers navigate these types of challenges. As a lender, we act as a liaison among the borrower, the builder, the appraisal, and even the title company, ensuring that all parties are on the same page at each stage of the build. In essence, the expertise of an experienced team combined with the personalized approach of a relationship based bank transforms an often daunting process into a structured and manageable journey for the home builder. I'm incredibly proud of the APB team behind this launch and that the care they bring to every construction loan that they touch. This is exactly the kind of lending that I wish I had access to when I started my own build.
And I have one bonus question here for you that I'm probably going to put at the start. So this team that's being built at American Pride Bank. You're president of the mortgage division. What encouraged you to take the role? What excites you? And what's your day-to-day kind of been like? What are the goals? And I guess comprehensive overview of everything you're doing, Jessica, please.
Throughout my long career, one of the things that has always really excited me is, I'll say, the problem solving aspect of our industry. I think that overall our industry does a great job at providing, financing for just the regular person, everyone that fits inside that box. But I've always been more interested in the people that don't fit into that regular box. The borrowers that are good borrowers, that have, great credit scores, that, makes, significant assets, have significant reserves, but they just don't fit in that traditional box. And these are good borrowers that have a solid financial platform. And I believe that they deserve financing, just like your traditional borrowers. So being able to marry my non-QM background with a product like one-time close construction, there's just a need. There's a lot of borrowers out there that are really good borrowers. And I believe that opening up the ability for them to build their own homes, or to build additional investment properties, or do major rehab on investment properties, is just a tremendous opportunity in the space.
Certainly a tremendous opportunity, Jessica. I really want to thank you for making the time. I thoroughly enjoy this. If people couldn't tell, I'm like laughing and smiling through all this because it was fun. So hopefully I'll be back on soon, and I wish you the best of luck at APB. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Robbie. It was great to talk to you today.
Today's economic calendar kicks off with Philadelphia Fed non-manufacturing for January. We begin the week with agency MBS prices slightly better than Friday's close. The 2-year yielding 3.60%, and the 10-year yielding 4.22% after closing last week at 4.23%. Let's wrap up with a joke and some housekeeping. An old cowboy walks into the barber shop for a shave and a haircut and tells the barber he can't get all his whiskers off because his cheeks are wrinkled from age. The barber gets a little wooden ball from a cup on the shelf and tells the old cowboy to put it inside his cheek to spread out the skin. When he's finished, the old cowboy tells the barber that was the cleanest shave he's had in years, but he wanted to know what would have happened if he'd swallowed that little ball. To which the barber replied, "Just bring it back in a couple of days, like everyone else does." Thanks again to Truework for sponsoring today's podcast. It's the one verification solution to replace in-house waterfalls, and you can verify any borrower with a VOIE solution that automates the entire process to quickly deliver the most accurate and complete reports with broad GSE coverage. To learn more, visit truework.com.